Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. So welcome back to Revelation Revealed, Access to Quranic Arabic, lesson number 21, brought to you by Islamic Learning Foundation, the educational institution of Islamic Circle of North America. Inshallah, in this lesson, we will be covering, be returning back to Qasas al-Nabiyeen, the stories of the prophets, covering the story of Ibrahim, chapters number 6 and number 7. So, without further ado, we'll go ahead and continue with the book. So, if you remember, the last thing we covered was when Ibrahim alayhi salam, man fa'ala hadha. So Ibrahim destroyed the idols, and then Ibrahim alayhi salatu salam basically, pinned it on the largest idol. وَكَيْفَ تَسْأَلُونَ الْأَصْنَامَ وَإِنَّهَا لَا تَنْطِقُ وَلَا تَسْمَعُ. And how can you ask idols, and indeed they do not hear, they do not speak, and they do not hear. أَلَا تَفْهَمُونَ شَيْئًا. Do you not understand anything? أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. Do you not use your intellect? وَسَكَتَتْ النَّاسُ وَخَجِلُوا. And الناس, the people were quiet and they were astonished and embarrassed. So lesson number 6, and the way that I remember lesson number 6 essentially is by it looks like a 7, ironically enough. And let me just get rid of this bad boy. Alright, bismillah. So lesson number 6 looks like a 7 actually. So it's pretty interesting. But this lesson is called Narun Baridatun. So if you look here, what's beautiful about this text is that it kind of slowly introduces you to script without tashkil, without the harakat, without the diacritical markings. So we know this is baridatun because as you will learn in lesson number 22 that this is ism al-fa'il from barida, right? Barida, which means to be cold. Be cold. So baridatun is the feminine form of barid, which is the fa'il of barida, right? Barida. Right, barida, to be cold. Barida, to be cold, okay? So barid is something that is cold. So narun baridatun. Why does it have a ta marbuta? Because it's feminine. And this is what we call a sifa, right? An adjectival compound. So narun baridatun. And if you recall, nar is a feminine word by its very nature. Alright, so we'll start with the lesson, inshallah. He says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, اجتمع الناس وقالوا ماذا نفعل. So اجتمع is an enhanced verb which comes from jama'a, right? When you have jama'a is the root. Jim, mim, ayn is the root. And then you have alif and ta added to it. Okay? So this is what we call an enhanced verb. We're going to study this inshallah in a few lessons from now. But for our purposes, for the sake of simplicity, ijtama'a means to gather. To gather, okay? To gather, together. So who is the one who gathered? An-nasu, right? The people gathered. وَقَالُوا, and they said, مَاذَا نَفْعَلُ. مَاذَا نَفْعَلُ. What is ماذا? ماذا is one of the huruf istifham, right? The huruf of questioning. So what are the huruf of questioning? Number 1 is ماذا, or ma, what, who, man. So who, what, when. When is mata, where, who, what, when, where. Where is aina, why, لماذا, how, كيف. So these are the questions. So you put them at the beginning of a statement and they turn them into its relative question. So ماذا means what. ماذا نفعل. Nafa'alu comes from fa'ala. Who is doing what should we do, basically, is what it's saying. What are we doing? Meaning is what should we do? Inna Ibrahim kasara al-asnama wa ahana al-alihata. So indeed Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam. So indeed Ibrahim kasara al-asnama wa ahana al-alihata. So Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, he broke the idols, and he basically insulted our aliha. Our aliha is the plural of ilahun. Ilahun. Right? Ilahun means God. Aliha means gods. Right? وَسَأَلَ النَّاسُ, and the people asked, مَا عِقَابُ إِبْرَاهِيم. So ma again, ma عِقَابُ إِبْرَاهِيم. This عِقَابُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ is a possessive compound. This is the mudaf. The mudaf, remember, does not have tanween, does not have alif lam. The mudafun ilay takes the state of jar. In this case, the state of jar is identified by the fatha. Why? Because Ibrahim is a foreign name. It's a non-Arabic name in its root. Therefore, non-Arabic proper names are in a category of grammar called mamnu' min as-sarf. And basically these mamnu' min as-sarf, they do not have tanween, and they do not have kasra. So their jar state is identified by a fatha. Okay? We've seen this a number of times. So ma iqabu Ibrahim, what is the iqab? Iqab is like the punishment or the consequence of Ibrahim. Iqab is probably more appropriately translated as punishment of Ibrahim. Here, ma jaza'u Ibrahim. Jaza is more of what is the consequence for Ibrahim or the penalty for Ibrahim. So jaza could be either a good or a bad result. Iqab is usually used as a punishment. Okay, so ma jaza'u Ibrahim. Kan al jawab. So jawab is answer. It means answer. Right, the answer. Right? كان الجواب, the answer was حرقوه وانصروا آلهتكم. So حرقوا comes from a verb, حرقوا comes from حرق يحرق. You'll see that, again, studying enhanced verbs is very important because we keep seeing them almost in every sentence. حرق يحرق means to burn. Okay? حرق يحرق. It comes originally, the original root is حرق, right? حرق. حرق means something burning, something that is burning. حرق is to burn something else. Okay? So حرقوه is the amr form. In this enhanced form, the fa'ala form, the amr, the command form of fa'ala is fa'il. So fa'ilu is for the you all, like the plural form, antum form. So harriquhu wansuru. So insuru, wansuru is the command form of nasara. Nasara yansuru. Unsur. Right? Unsur. And then unsuru is the plural form. Why is it unsur and not insur? Because of dhamma. Everything else is with the kasra. Alright? So wansuru. Harriquhu wansuru alihatakum. So burn him, Ibrahim alayhi salam, wansuru alihatakum, and help your gods. وَهَكَذَا كَانَ. هَكَذَا كَانَ. هَكَذَا means and like this, right? Like this, can, it was. So like basically they said, burn him and help your gods. And so like this, they did. They basically did that. أَوْقَدُوا نَارًا وَأَلْقَوْا فِيهَا إِبْرَاهِيم. So أَوْقَدُوا and أَلْقَوْا are complicated verbs. We're not going to go into details about them because they're both deficient and they are enhanced verbs. So those are the highest level of complexity you can get. But the meaning of awqadu means to start a fire, like kindle a fire. Like awqadu naran. What's the grammatical state of nar here? It is in the state of nasab. How do you know? Fatha, what's the sign? Why is it in the state of nasab? Because it is the object of the verb awqadu. And awqadu is the command form of awqada yuqidu, means to startle or start a fire. Wa alqaw. Wa alqaw comes from alqa yulqi. Alqa yulqi. But alqaw again is the amr form of this, which means to throw someone down. To throw someone down. And we'll see alqaw, we'll see this verb alqaw in the Quran a lot. Alqa yulqi in the Quran a lot, particularly in the story of Ibrahim, like when he threw his staff down, right? And he threw his staff down. So we see alqaw in the Quran a number of times. So wa alqaw fiha Ibrahim. So wa alqaw. Remember, whenever we see a jar majrur, like a harf jar complex, oftentimes it can be like it's brought forward So وَأَلْقَوْا إِبْرَاهِيمَ. Ibrahim is the object of the verb, and fiha could be afterwards, but it was brought in front of it. So and throw in it Ibrahim. وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ نَصَرَ إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَقَالَ لِلنَّارِ. So وَلَكِنَّ means however, right? However, وَلَكِنَّ Allah. So because it is with the shadda, وَلَكِنَّ Allah turns this into, this is a nasab agent, turns Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the word Allah, into the state of nasab. وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ. However, Allah nasara Ibrahim. Allah helped Ibrahim. وَقَالَ لِلنَّارِ. And he said to the fire, يَا نَارُ. O nar. O nar. Kuni. So O nar comes from kana. Kuni comes from kana. Yakunu. Yakunu. Okay. What's the amr form of kana yakunu? For anta, it's kun. You know, kun fayakun, right? Kun. But for anti, it's kuni. Okay? So that is basically what's going on. So it's because nar is a feminine word. Kuni bardan. Bardan comes from barida again. Become cold. Wasalaman. And peaceful. Ala Ibrahim. Upon Ibrahim. Wahakadha kan. Again. And like this it was. Kanat naru bardan. What's going on here with this kasra? Is this? Have you ever seen a past tense verb with a kasra in it? No. Actually, this is a sukoon. So wakanat an-naru. But because you had to continue it to the nar, alright, it becomes, for pronunciation purposes, you say wakanat an-naru bardan. And the nar was cold. Wa salaman. And peaceful. Ala Ibrahim. Upon Ibrahim. Wa ra'a an-nasu. Ra'a is a very important word. But it is a slightly complicated verb. Ra'a means to see. Ra'a. Right? Yara. To see. Okay? Ra'a. Yara. So ra'a. Wara'a an-nasu. And the people saw anna nara. That the nar. And the nar is in the state of nasab because it follows this harf, a nasab agent. Anna nara. That the fire. La tadurru Ibrahima. Was not harming Ibrahim. Right? Darra yadurru. Wara'a an-nasu. And the people saw anna Ibrahima masruran. That Ibrahim was chilling. He was basically happy and relaxed. Wa anna Ibrahima. And that Ibrahim salimun. Salimun comes from salima. Salima means to be in a state of peace. Salim is someone who is in a state of peace, right? The fa'il form. Salimun. Wadahisha. Nasu wa tahayyaru. And the people became amazed. Wa tahayyaru. Tahayyaru. Let's go ahead and search tahayyaru. Just so you know how to use the almanac here. Tahayyaru comes from hayyara. Hayyara. To become confused. So tahayyaru is to become confused. Okay? So tahayyaru means to become confused, and they were confused or amazed. So basically another synonym of wadahisha, to become confused. So that was chapter number 6. Number 7, man rabbi. Who, man again is the who question, right? Man, who, what, when, where, why, etc. Right? So man rabbi, who is my Lord. So this is another story that's found in the Quran, and more simpler terms here. So وَذَاتَ لَيْلَةٍ. If you recall, ذَاتَ لَيْلَةٍ means one night. If you want to say one day, you say وَذُو يَوْمٍ. Okay, but don't worry about that. ذَاتَ لَيْلَةٍ means one night. رَأَى Ibrahim كَوْكَبًا. Ibrahim saw a planet, basically. A planet that looked like a star. You know, like you see Mercury or whatever. It looks like a large star next to Sometimes you can see Mars, etc. So كوكبا means planet or a large star, okay? فقال هذا ربي, and he said, this is my Lord. ولما غاب الكوكب. What does غاب mean? غاب يغيب غيب. So غاب يغيب غيبا. So غاب يغيب غيب غيبا, right? Means to become absent, or to become absent, or to disappear, okay? To become unseen, right? Basically, right? So that's where غيب, يؤمنون بالغيب, they believe in the unseen, right? That which is unseen, okay? So غيب, غابة means to disappear. So it disappeared. So ولما غاب, لما here means when. So ولما غاب, when the planet disappeared, right, from his vision, قال إبراهيم لا, no, هذا ليس بربي. ليس بربي. So ليس بربي is basically saying this is not my Lord. So ليس بربي. So oftentimes, so ليس means negation, and then oftentimes it's used with ba. So you say ليس بي, right? ليس بي ربي. So this is not my Lord. Okay? So ليس is oftentimes used with the حرف بي. ورأى إبراهيم القمر, and Ibrahim saw the moon, right? The قمر. فقال هذا ربي, this is my Lord. He said, this is my Lord. ولما غاب القمر, so same thing. So when the قمر disappeared, the moon disappeared, قال إبراهيم لا, هذا ليس بربي. Again, this is not my Lord. وطلعت الشمس. Alright, so طلع يطلع, طلع يطلع, طلع يطلع, so طلع يطلع لعو, and the masdar is طلوع. You may have heard of طلوع الشمس, طلوعا, and this means طلع means to rise. Okay? So when the sun rose, so the sun rose, وطلعت الشمس, and again it's in the single feminine form because shams is a feminine word. فقال إبراهيم هذا ربي, this is my Lord. هذا أكبر, هذا أكبر, this is the largest or the biggest one or the greatest. Comes from kabura, right? Kabura means to be big or great or large. This is akbar, this is the greatest or the largest. ولما غابت الشمس, again when the shams disappear في الليل, in the night, قال إبراهيم لا, هذا ليس بربي. Ibrahim said, no, this is not my Lord. إن الله حي لا يموت, indeed Allah is living. حي لا يموت. يموت comes from مات يموت. يموت means to die, right? So Allah is indeed living, He does not die. إن الله باق لا يغيب. Allah remains. باق. What's going on with this kasra here? So this requires a little bit of a discussion. So باق is the indefinite form of al-baqi. باق means to remain, something that remains. Okay? Al-baqi is the one who remains. Okay? So what this is when you have a kasra and a ya after it, this is a special type of ism. So no matter what its grammatical state, it'll always look the same. Al-baqi will be the same for raf, nasb, and jar. And then when you remove the alif lam and it becomes indefinite, it'll always be baqin, no matter what its grammatical state. Okay? So these are special types of isms that have a kasra followed by a ya. So these are how they will look in the definite form and the indefinite form. So here, don't get confused. It's not inna Allah baqin. Baqin is in the state of raf, okay, because it is the ismu inna. The khabru inna. it's not in the state of jar, so don't get that confused. It just looks like baqin because it is that special type of ism. لا يغيب. It does not. Allah does not disappear. إن الله قوي. Allah is indeed strong. لا يغلبه شيء. يغلبه comes from what? Verb. غلب. غلب. يغلب. يغلب. Right? غلب. And if you may have heard غالب, someone who's ghalib, basically to overcome or overpower. To overpower. Overpower. So لا يغلبه شيء. شيء, anything, right? لا يغلبه. Nothing overpowers him, Allah. شيئا, nothing. شيء means anything, but when it's in the form of negation, you say nothing, right? So لا يغلبه شيئا. Nothing overpowers him. والكوكب ضعيف يغلبه الصبح. And the planet, it's ضعيف, it's weak, right? Weak. What's the opposite of weak? ما هو عكس ضعيف؟ قوي. قوي. Right? ضعيف is the opposite. يغلبه الصبح. So the morning, صبح means morning. So the morning overcomes the planets. والقمر ضعيف, and the moon is weak. تغلبه الشمس. The sun overpowers the moon. والشمس ضعيفة, right? Because it's feminine, and the sun is ضعيفة. يغلبها الليل. The night overpowers it. ويغلبها الغيم. And also clouds. This is cloud. The cloud overpowers the sun, right? It blocks the sun. ولا ينصرني الكوكب لأنه ضعيف. ولا ينصر, and the ينصر ni. So ni is the object. And the kawkab, the planet, does not help me. لأنه ضعيف. Because the kawkab, the planet or the stars, is weak, right? So it can't help me, right? ولا ينصرني القمر. And the qamar can't help me. لأنه ضعيف. Because the qamar is weak. We just laid out that all these things are weak, right? Because they are overpowered by something else, whereas Allah Ta'ala is not overpowered by anything. This is a nice little aqidah lesson. So because of that, if anything could be overpowered by something else, it has no capability of helping me. Only Allah Ta'ala is the only entity that is not overpowered by anyone else. Therefore, He is the only one who can help me, because He's al-Qawi. ولا تنصرني الشمس, and the shams cannot help me. لأنها ضعيفة. Okay, because the shams is weak. وينصرني الله. وينصرني الله. Allah is the one who helps me. لأن الله, because Allah حي لا يموت, because Allah is ever living, He does not die. وباق, He always remains, He does not disappear. وقوي لا يغلبه شيء, and He is strong and nothing overpowers Him. So, mashallah, a nice little aqidah lesson from the story of Ibrahim. Many of the ulama, they say, of course, because the anbiya, they're protected from sin. Of course, shirk is a sin. So it's impossible for Ibrahim alayhi to say, this is my Lord, right? Even when he's not a prophet, right? So many of the ulama, they say that he was kind of saying this in public to kind of demonstrate to the other idol worshippers, to kind of do a da'wah. This was a da'wah technique of Ibrahim. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa barik wa sallam.